Tell me, friend, what does it mean to be a devout Christian?
I would say it is to follow Christ fully, to love God with all one's heart, and to love one's neighbor as oneself.
Then consider the story of the rich young ruler. He was wealthy, yet sought eternal life. He had obeyed the commandments, and yet Jesus said, "If you want to be perfect, go, sell your possessions and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come, follow me." Matthew 19:21.
So perfection is more than keeping commandments. It is a radical surrender of wealth and attachment.
Precisely. Wealth and influence are tests, not ends. Luke reminds us, from everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded. And from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. Luke 12:48.
Then those with wealth or influence bear greater responsibility to act selflessly.
Now, consider a modern figure, Charlie Kirk. He claimed to be a devout Christian, invoked faith in speeches, and built a vast platform of influence. He wielded wealth and guided the opinions of thousands.
By the standard of Luke 12:48, his moral obligation must have been immense.
And yet, did he emulate the radical discipleship of Christ or the early apostles? Recall the disciples. Peter, James, and John left their boats and nets to follow Jesus. The early church pooled resources, so no one lacked. Their mission was entirely about service, often at great personal cost.
They healed, preached, and endured persecution without concern for comfort or acclaim.
Exactly. Their lives were defined by surrender and service.
And Kirk?
He retained wealth, amplified influence, and prioritized ideological and political mobilization. Radical surrender and direct service to the poor were not central to his life. Charlie, you claim devotion to Christ. Yet you hold wealth and influence. Tell me, how have you surrendered these for the good of the poor? You guide thousands with your words. Have you ever asked whether your influence serves God's mission or personal prominence? You speak of faith publicly. Do your actions mirror the radical discipleship of the first apostles? Or have you chosen comfort over sacrifice? If you were called to leave all and follow, to serve without regard for recognition or ideology, would you comply, or does ambition bind your heart?
Each question strikes at integrity, at the alignment of claim and action.
Indeed, to whom much is given, much will be demanded. Influence and wealth do not excuse inaction. They intensify ethical obligation. Consider his passing. The early disciples faced physical torment, execution by cross, and prolonged martyrdom. Charlie Kirk died suddenly, though tragically, spared the drawn-out suffering of those first witnesses to Christ.
So even in death, there is a moral lens. He was mercifully spared suffering that the first disciples endured.
Yes, yet mercy in death does not erase moral responsibility in life. Life is the arena of testing. Death may temper judgment, but ethical scrutiny remains. Can one claim faith, yet consistently prioritize wealth, influence, or ideology over radical service? If discipleship is measured by surrender and selfless action, then professed devotion, without embodying these demands, invites moral reflection.
So integrity is action, not mere words.
Exactly. Kirk's life, contrasted with the early disciples, illuminates a profound tension. Wealth and influence were entrusted to him. Yet he did not fully surrender or embrace radical discipleship.
And Luke 12:48 reminds us that privilege comes with profound moral expectation.
Indeed, let this reflection challenge all who profess faith. True discipleship is measured by courage, selflessness, and surrender, not by words alone. To whom much is given, much is expected. And in evaluating lives such as Kirk's, we are invited to examine our own. How do we wield what is entrusted to us? How does our faith shape our actions?
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I'll see you next time.